question. That's good.
You know, that is a good question, and you know, I didn't set out to do it this way, but you know, I feel like if there is not an authenticity to social media these days, because you're doing things that other people do. I happen to have a Facebook page. Anybody can have a Facebook page. Anyone can have an outlet, anyone can have a YouTube channel, anyone can have a Twitter account. So if you're not being authentic, if you're not representing you, people can tell. And, you know, I never made the decision. It's just something that I enjoy. And then the major catalyst was I was reading an article on George Clooney in Esquire magazine over Christmas break. And it was all about how George Clooney basically said, if you're a celebrity and you have Twitter, you're an idiot. And you know, he is defined by being unreachable. So I thought, okay, that's one end of the spectrum. What if I try the other? What if I try to be reachable? What if I talk directly back and with people? What if I ask people questions? And I feel like we're just at the tip of the iceberg. You know, I made this decision when I had, you know, just a little less than 500,000 friends on Facebook, and that was, you know, 8 months ago, and now we have 2.5 million. So hopefully it keeps growing like that, because I feel like, you know, I feel like our ability to influence, I mean, there are things that have happened on the show because of the fan base. And I know what those things are because people were able to get in touch with me. So I think that it's the model for any public person in 2014.
Honored to meet you. I got to get a picture with you yesterday. It was pretty good. Just for all the Canadian fans here, I know you've done it on Facebook and it kind of put me on the spot here, but do you mind doing the Arrow intro for everybody here?
They love when you do this.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, except I always get mixed up between, oh, I'm not taking this shit out. It happened one time, because I was guilted into it by a kid in front of like 7,000 people, okay? So if you want to see me take my shirt off on a panel, access YouTube. So there you go. Yeah, I'll do it for you, man. My name is Oliver Queen. For 5 years, I've been stranded on an island with only one goal: survive. Now I'm returning. This is where I always get messed up. I can't be the man that I once was. To honor my friend's memory, I must be someone else. I must be something else. Previously on Arrow. Work on that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to pick which one I know, and I'm gonna have to work on it because I've been embarrassed now twice that I've gotten it.
No, that's
all right.
Good. Speaking of the island, at the end of season 2, we see you in Hong Kong.
That's
so
right.
Are we going to see flashbacks of you on the island still, or is this all Hong Kong now?
Well, we know from watching the show that Oliver eventually ends up back on the island.
Yeah.
But our third season is very much the Hong Kong chapter of the show, and it's really cool. It adds a different element to the show. You know, it makes my life a little bit easier because we don't actually have to film the island sequences. Ribbing is bad, but it's not as bad, and it's still pretty bad. And I'm really enjoying it so far. We've shot 5 episodes now, but of those 5 episodes, only 3 episodes are my flashbacks, which is another wrinkle for the show this year. I mean, last year we had a Diggle-centric episode, the Suicide Squad, and we got to see, Diggle's backstory, and that's, I think, when people realize that It doesn't always have to be Oliver's flashback. So as a result, when we do a flashback story, it's no longer filler. It's all really important, crucial stuff.
First off, I just want to say it's Rachel Cole, not Raza Cole.
Yeah.
So,
I know. Nissa calls her father Raish, but unfortunately, I wasn't around when it was established, and it's Roz.
well, when he comes,
Unless he shows up and I'm like, hey Roz, and he goes, Raish!
and my question is, what is Arrow's martial art and do you train yourself?
That's actually, Oliver is learning a particular type of martial art this year, and also one of the cool things that we're going to do this year is we have never in the present day seen Oliver learn anything new, except for maybe how to smile more. And in terms of combat, Oliver is going to learn something new this year, which I'm excited about. And for me, I've done some jujitsu, but in general, it's just if fighting on screen was a martial art, and I feel like it is because there is a technique to it, that would be what I train in. How do you throw a punch that doesn't actually hit someone in the face, but it looks like it hits someone in the face? That's what I train in. Thanks, man.
Other than Slade and Merle, what was your most favorite villain to face?
Slade and Merlin and the Count. Yeah, I loved Seth Gable, and I told that story. I always talk about people in the past tense. I love Seth Gable, and he's got his show Salem now, which is really cool, and gets to grow an awesome beard, which is even better. And I told that story earlier about focus pullers. The Count was this crazy guy, and so the focus puller would try to pull focus, but every once in a while, randomly, Seth would just go like that, and that pulls you out of focus. So I would actually walk up to our focus puller on 8 camera, either Sean or Paul, and I'd be like, hey man, I just read the script. And he'd be like, oh yeah? And they go, Gable's coming back. True story.
Now we're actually going to see a new Vertigo, right? In season 3.
Yeah.
Is that Peter Stormare?
Yes, it is. Peter Stormare is playing. He's playing Count Vertigo.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
I don't know, but I've just always that scene in that movie where they're chopping up a body. I'm always just terrified by him.
Well, he's a terrifying man.
Yeah.
I can speak from first-hand experience.
Yeah.
One of the cool things, though, is I found out when he came on that he's a big fan of the show.
Oh yeah.
Actors that I'm fans of, that are big fans of the show, I'm always like, that's just really cool, man. It's just, I become a fan right then.
Hi, Stephen. My question is, now that we're going into season 3, I'm wondering, is there anything you'd like to see Oliver do that he hasn't done before?
Anything that I'd like to see Oliver do that he hasn't done before?
Felicity.
There are children here. Okay, other than that, what would I like to see Oliver do? I would like to see Oliver get his own place to live. Because Oliver's 30 years old. Okay, and we actually find him in season 3. He is living in the Foundry. 30 years old. But I think that's going to change relatively soon. Need a bachelor pad.
Okay, we just have time for a couple more questions. We'll get right over there.
Watch me go rapid fire. You can answer 6 more questions.
Actually,
Watch
guys,
this.
it's the
Ready?
last question.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's Asha.
I lied. Sorry.
Hi, I just wanted to know, you had a lot of emotional scenes in this season with Laurel in episode